18th meeting of the Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs was held on Thursday. Briefing media, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said the two sides had a candid and in-depth exchange of views on the existing situation in the India-China border areas. The two countries reaffirmed that, in accordance with the agreement reached between the two foreign ministers and the two special representatives, the two sides will continue to sincerely work towards complete disengagement of the troops along the line of actual control in the western sector. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has described Mahendra Singh Dhoni as one of the most important illustrations of the spirit of New India, where family name does not make young people's destiny. They make their own names and their own destinies. In a letter to the former Indian cricket team captain who retired from international cricket last week, PM Modi lauded his contribution to cricket. He described Dhoni as one of the most successful captains and instrumental in taking India to the top of the world charts. India said that international community should isolate Pakistan for sponsoring terrorism. India on Thursday exercised its right of reply to the statement by Pakistan at the 5th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament. In its reply, India said that Pakistan's Prime Minister had admitted to nearly 40,000 militants on its soil. India said Pakistan's aggression against Jammu and Kashmir in 1965, 1971, 1999, attack on Mumbai and Parliament, Uri and Pulwama saw Pakistan's state-sponsored policy of terrorism as evident in the inaction against the likes of Hafiz Saeed, Masood Azhar and Inshallah Ehsan. Employees State Insurance Corporation relaxed norms to pay 50% of average wages of 3 months as an employment benefit between March 24 and December 31 this year in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. The ESIC took the decision in its 182nd meeting on Thursday under the chairmanship of Union Labour and Employment Minister Santosh Kumar Gangwar. ESIC is implementing the Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana, under which unemployment benefit is paid to the workers covered under Employee State Insurance Scheme. Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said that government is making efforts to bring reforms in agricultural marketing. Speaking at a meeting with industry representatives through a video conference, Tomar said government is taking several measures for the welfare of farmers with a specific focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat. He said that the government has credited the Agricultural Infrastructure Fund of 1 lakh crore rupees to be used over the next 4 years. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has launched an interactive first-of-its-kind game on COVID-19, the Corona Fighters. The minister also launched 2 new videos urging adherence to key COVID-appropriate behaviors. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Harshvardhan said that the game presents a new and extremely creative way to teach people the right tools and behaviors to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. As part of Independence Day celebrations 2020, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting along with National Film Development Corporation had organized an online short film contest to create a patriotic mood surrounding this year's Independence Day. The theme for the entries revolved around patriotism, equating it to Atmanirbhar self-reliance as the new mantra progress for the nation. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting Prakash Javadekar in a tweet congratulated the winners of the contest and thanked all the participants for their contribution and making the short film contest a roaring success. Democratic Joe Biden has officially accepted the presidential nomination of his party. Addressing the Democratic National Convention at Delaware, the former vice president said he will draw on the best of America and overcome the season of darkness if elected over rival Donald Trump. He urged the American voters to come together to overcome a season of darkness that has cloaked the country for much too long. The United States moved on Thursday to restore United Nations sanctions on Iran, including an army embargo, arguing Tehran was in violation of a nuclear deal it struck with world powers in 2015, even though Washington itself abandoned that agreement 2 years ago. The United States submitted a letter to the 15-member UN Security Council accusing Tehran of non-compliance, starting a 30-day clock that could lead to snapback of UN sanctions.